All right, welcome back. Part 2 of our video, Unit 1, Unit 3, Lesson 1. Still identifying slope and y-intercept. Now we're going to take the slope and the y-intercept and write an equation. And we're given our slope, we're given a y-intercept. We need to substitute them into our equation to make a line. Slope is -3, y-intercept is -4. We're just going to plug them in. We always have a y, we always have an x. Well, what is my m? It goes in front of my x. What is my b? It goes after the x. And you are done. That is it. Really simple. Check over here. We always have a y. We always have an x. What is my m? What is my b? 3/4 x minus 3. Keep going. What is my slope? What is my y-intercept? Slope of -1, y-intercept of 3/2. Always have a y, always have an x. What goes before my x? What goes after my x? And see if you can do this one by yourself, and then come back. Always have a y, always have an x. -1/3 x plus 5. That's all it is. Pretty simply, just substitute them straight into the equation. You have yourself a nice slope-intercept form equation. All right, let's talk about our last target check here. We want to talk about proportional versus non-proportional. Proportional means you have two quantities that have a constant ratio. And that means you have to have two things. It needs to be a line, and it also needs to pass through the point 0, 0. And we'll show you what that is. And that's opposed to non-proportional, which is where two quantities in which the ratios are not constant. That does not pass through 0, 0. Proportional versus non-proportional. Proportional relationships would be something like your job. You work 1 hour, you get $10 an hour. You work 2 hours, you get $20 an hour. Or you get $20 total. And that is a proportional relationship. Let's identify them. We're going to determine if they are proportional or non-proportional based on the graph, table, or equation. Remember, they have to be a line, and it has to go through the origin, which is the point 0, 0. Okay? All of these are lines, are blue lines. Excuse me. Now we need to know, does it go through the point 0, 0? That's right in the center. Does this go through 0, 0? It does not, so that means it's non-proportional. This one does go through 0, 0. It's proportional. This one does not go through 0, 0, so it is non-proportional. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We are gonna just skip over this one. We're not gonna do that one. We're gonna jump right down to here. I'm gonna find out, is this a proportional relationship? Remember, it has to be constant growth, and it has to be a line, and it has to go through 0, 0. So if I rent a car for 1 hour, it costs $25. If I rent it for 2 hours, $62, $387. If I rent it for 0 hours, I don't rent it, it's going to cost $0. That means that it went through the origin, 0, 0. Okay? We want to find out, is there a constant growth? Well, if at 1 hour it costs $25, at 0 hours it costs $0, I grew by 25. So logically, my next one should be plus 25, which would be 50. So 1 to 25, 2 to 50, but if I look here, 2 goes to 62. So that didn't happen. It didn't grow at a constant rate. Not proportional. That's all it is. Next two. You're identifying, looking for this 0, 0. There is a 0, but since the other number is not 0, it's an 8, means it's not non-proportional. That means that it went through the point 0, 8. and you need it to go through the point 0, 0. You need that. This one went through 0, 8. Doesn't work, non-proportional. Then our last one, we have 0, 0. That's what we need. Check your growth. +1, +1, +1. +3, +3, +3. Your growth is 3 over 1, constant, proportional. Constant growth went through 0, 0. And lastly, we are looking at the equations. Are these proportional or non-proportional? Well, remember, we need this point, 0, 0. And when we have a y-intercept, that's 0, comma, b. So if we look at our equation, y equals mx plus b, our y-intercept is 0, comma, b. So that means that this point is 0, comma, 4. That's not 0, 0. We need 0, 0. This one is non-proportional. Again, this is 0, comma, -3. This is my b right here. Non-proportional. This one, it doesn't look like it has a b, but it does actually. +0, we just don't write it, which means that my b is 0, so I have 0, comma, 0. That means that my answer is going to be proportional, because I have 0, 0. And it's the same thing for this one. +0, 0, 0. That means we are proportional. If you have any number at the end of your y equals mx plus b that is not 0, it is non-proportional. If you have 0 at the end, it's going to be proportional. And that's it for this lesson, identifying proportional versus non-proportional using slope and y-intercept. If you have any questions, please reach out. Fill out your notes, do your Edpuzzle. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day.